20 things your cat does when they're mad at you. Cats may not shout or roll their eyes like humans do, but they have their own subtle, and sometimes not so subtle ways of letting you know when you've crossed a line. Whether you accidentally disrupted their nap, ignored their attempts to get your attention, or committed the ultimate betrayal, like being late with dinner, your feline companion will make their displeasure known. In this video, we're diving into the fascinating world of feline frustration with 20 surprising things your cat does when they're mad at you. Pay close attention because some of these signs are easy to miss, and others might leave you scratching your head. And trust me, when you hear number 1, you'll realize your cat may be a lot more calculating than you thought. 20. The exaggerated grooming session. When your cat suddenly starts licking their paw or fur right after you've scolded them or interrupted their plans, it's not just about cleanliness. This over-the-top grooming ritual can be their way of saying, "I don't want to deal with you right now." Grooming is a soothing behavior for cats, almost like us taking a deep breath to calm down. But when it comes out of nowhere, right after you've annoyed them, it's a subtle insult. It's as if they're brushing you off with every lick. 19. Sitting with their back turned. You call their name, and instead of coming over, they plop down with their back facing you. It looks like nothing, but in cat language, this posture can be deliberate. They're telling you, "You don't exist to me right now." It's their way of creating distance without leaving the room, a cold shoulder in the feline world. You might even notice them flicking their tail slightly while facing away, which makes the statement even stronger. They're annoyed, but they want you to know they're annoyed. 18. Pausing at the doorway. A cat who's mad at you may make a dramatic performance out of something as simple as leaving a room. Instead of quietly exiting, they'll pause in the doorway, look back at you with narrowed eyes, and then deliberately walk away. It's a display of control. They want you to see them leave. Think of it like a friend slamming the door for emphasis, but in a quieter, more calculated feline version. 17. The empty food bowl protest. Sure, cats love routine feeding, but when they're upset with you, they may use the food bowl as a stage. They'll sit by it and refuse to touch the food, even if it's their favorite, until you notice. It's less about hunger and more about control. They're reminding you that mealtime is a partnership, and if they're mad, they can make you feel the weight of their displeasure right where it hurts, in the kitchen. 16. Ignoring your favorite chair. Cats are experts at claiming the coziest seat in the house, but when they're mad, they may deliberately avoid sitting in your usual spot. This avoidance sends a subtle message. "I'm choosing not to be near you." It's a reversal of the usual behavior where cats seek your warmth or scent. The absence of their presence in that chair becomes a silent but pointed protest. 15. Sniffing and walking away. You hold out your hand for them to sniff, expecting the usual friendly nuzzle. Instead, they sniff quickly, and then turn their head away as if you're beneath their notice. This little rejection is like a verbal, "no thanks." Cats know we interpret their nuzzles as affection, so refusing to give it when they usually would is their way of withholding approval. It's subtle, but it stings if you're paying attention. 14. Moving their sleeping spot. Cats love routine and consistency, so when they suddenly abandon their usual sleeping area after you've upset them, it's worth noticing. Choosing a new, more distant spot to sleep can be a passive-aggressive way of signaling that they're withdrawing their trust, or at least their company, for the moment. It's their version of, "I'm not sharing the bed with you tonight." 13. Stretching in exaggerated ways. Sometimes anger in cats shows up in theatrics. After you've annoyed them, you might see your cat do a long, slow, dramatic stretch, often paired with a sideways glance. It's like they're saying, "Look how unbothered I am." In reality, that big stretch may be helping them release tension, but it doubles as a silent display of superiority, a kind of feline eye roll in body language form. 12. Refusing to chase a toy. Cats usually can't resist their favorite toy, but when they're mad, they might sit and watch it instead of pouncing. This sudden lack of interest isn't about laziness. It's about withholding enthusiasm. They're telling you, "I could chase it if I wanted, but I don't feel like playing with you." It's a small act of rebellion, especially if they know you're the one dangling the toy. 11. Relocating their belongings. If your cat has a favorite toy, blanket, or even a small item they usually keep close, they might suddenly drag it somewhere else after you've upset them. Moving their belongings is a form of reclaiming control. It's as though they're saying, "I don't want my things where you can touch them." This act of independence is subtle but meaningful, like a roommate moving their mug out of the shared cabinet and into their room after a fight. 10. Interrupting your activities. Cats often insert themselves into our routines, but when they're annoyed, it shifts into deliberate disruption. You might find them sitting directly on your keyboard, knocking your book off the table, or stepping on your puzzle pieces. The timing is what matters here. It happens right after you've upset them, not randomly. They're forcing you to notice them by making your activity impossible, reminding you that their presence is more important than your task. 9. Slow tail flicks from across the room. A cat's tail is a powerful communicator. When they're angry, they don't always lash out dramatically. Instead, they might sit far from you and flick their tail slowly and repeatedly, like a metronome of irritation. The distance they keep while doing it is important. It shows they want you to see the signal but not come closer. It's their quiet way of broadcasting, "I'm still upset, and I don't want you near me yet." 8. The interrupted greeting. Normally, cats greet their humans with enthusiasm, rubbing against legs or weaving between ankles. But when they're mad, they may start the greeting only to cut it short halfway. They might begin walking toward you, then suddenly stop and veer off. This broken ritual is deliberate. It's their way of saying, "I was going to welcome you, but I changed my mind." It's rejection, wrapped in a tiny performance. 7. Refusing to look at you. Eye contact is powerful for cats. When they deliberately avoid looking at you, keeping their gaze fixed on the wall or floor even when you call their name, it's more than distraction. It's intentional avoidance. In feline communication, choosing not to look is a way of withholding connection. Think of it like someone refusing to meet your eyes in an argument. It creates emotional distance. 6. Choosing your rival. Cats are excellent at social strategy. If you live in a multi-person household, a cat that's mad at you may start cozying up to someone else, especially right in front of you. Curling up in another person's lap, purring loudly at them, or following them around is more than affection. It's a pointed reminder that they can distribute their love elsewhere when you've upset them. 5. Blocking your path. Sometimes anger in cats comes through action instead of avoidance. A mad cat might plop down in the hallway or on the stairs, forcing you to step around them. It's not a random nap spot. It's strategic placement. They're showing you that they control the flow of the space, and you have to adjust around them. It's a quiet but firm power move, the feline version of refusing to budge during a standoff. 4. The disappearing act. When all else fails, some cats go for the ultimate protest. They vanish. Maybe they crawl under the bed, squeeze into the back of a closet, or find a high perch where you can't reach them. Disappearing removes them from interaction entirely, but it also forces you to notice their absence. For a social species that thrives on routine, breaking that routine by vanishing is a strong message. You don't get my company right now. 3. Delaying affection. A cat that's usually quick to climb into your lap or curl up on your pillow may suddenly put off these gestures after you've made them upset. They won't avoid you forever, but they'll hold back just long enough to make the point. It's their version of, "I'll forgive you when I feel like it, not when you ask me to." That delay is intentional. It stretches the tension so you understand they're the one deciding when peace returns. 2. Overreacting to small noises. Cats are sensitive, but when they're upset with you, they sometimes dramatize it. A small sound like you shifting in your chair or setting down a glass might trigger an exaggerated flinch or quick head turn. This isn't about the sound itself. It's about signaling that they're on edge because of you. It's like they're saying, "Look how jumpy you've made me." It may look like nervousness, but it's often a display of lingering frustration. 1. The slow exit with a tail twitch. Nothing communicates feline anger like the carefully staged departure. When you've crossed the line, your cat may walk slowly out of the room, tail twitching sharply at the tip, pausing just long enough to make sure you're watching. It's not a casual stroll, it's theater. Every step says, "You've annoyed me, and I want you to see me leaving." That tail twitch at the end is the punctuation mark, a sharp underline to their irritation. And there you have it. Now you know how to tell if your cat is angry with you. Curious for more insights? Discover the signs that they're testing whether they can trust you or learn about how they will mirror your loving habits. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.